Alright, finally made a COD video, but I wanted to make note that this was a fucking struggle to make. Between GeForce and Call of Duty crashing constantly, I mean, literally Call of Duty crashes probably 30% of the time, just boots me out in the middle of the game. And then GeForce crashes about 50% of the time on top of that. And then additionally, roughly 20% of the clips that do get recorded get corrupted. So I'm having a really tough time documenting the cool shit that I'm doing, and also having a tough time making the video, um, because my computer it just doesn't like anything. I need a new motherboard really bad, and too lazy to go build my computer again because motherboards are a pain in the ass to switch out. So eventually I'll do that, but man, this computer is really not doing too hot. So whatever, really enjoying the game. Just want to make note that unfortunately the best plays that I've made so far, the best shots that I had, aren't in this video. I've done shit that's way cooler than this, way cooler, but unfortunately it's just gone forever. On the bright side though, the game's only been out for like 4 days, so within a month's time, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna be 1,000 times better than I am in this video anyways, so I don't really care that I lost these clips. I'll make them every single day I play. Um, so check it out. I'll make a quick note later on. I want to do a segment where I kind of talk about the health of the meta and my opinions on it to see how that develops as well. In case anyone else watches this video, these are just made to document, how well I progress over time. So I can check this video out in 6 months and compare it to the most recent one. That was a pretty clean fucking wall bang. And just see kind of, how my shots improved, how my gameplay's improved, etc., etc. Fucking god, bro. What the fuck? Woo! Just to get blown up once you get up there. Okay, so I want to talk about the meta. This might get a little lengthy, so if you're not me watching this, I do apologize. It's not going to be very interesting, but I just want to see how my opinion changes over time, right? So I think they did a great job. You have to consider this is 5 different games in one, pretty much, right? You have on your multiplayer set, you have your ground war, your 2v2s, your quick play. Each of those categories has entirely unique maps, and with that comes entirely unique playstyles, game modes, etc. And you have to balance all the weapons and items and attachments and builds and perks and kill streaks between all those game modes, right? And if you take a ground war fight and you compare it to a domination fight, you'd think they'd be pretty similar, but they're totally different. And considering that these guys came out first day, every gun was pretty good. Any playstyle worked to a certain extent. If you were a really good player, you can play however you want to play. Um, you're really bottlenecking or really like ankle weighting yourself if you do anything besides kind of holding angles. But nonetheless, you can do whatever you want. That's impressive, man. Credit where credit's due. That's impressive. You look at Fortnite or Apex, where there's one map and there's like 10 guns, and there's no perks or kill streaks or any crazy shit going on, and they still struggle to balance the game. And these guys come out with like 40 fucking guns and like 10 different maps that are extremely different. Not 10, I think there's like 25 or something that are totally different than each other, and they hit it out the park pretty much. There's got to be changes. Shotguns have way too much range. The M4 is too easy to use. Sniping feels really kind of lackluster between the aim flinch and draw times. It just doesn't feel that satisfying. But yeah, I'm impressed. However, with that, I don't know what they want me to do. Um, Part of and I get different play styles, right? If you play ground war, you're not gonna play ground war the same way you play domination, right? Because of the map, because of the size and the player count, it's not gonna be the same. I get that, but it's like they really push you to sitting in every game mode. They really push you to hold angles and sit. Which, okay, if that's okay, fine. You want me to play Rainbow, cool, but I shouldn't be fucking borderline forced to play Rainbow. It's really not fun. You can't run around with an MP5 and clear rooms and push around because there's gonna be a claymore in every fucking door. There's gonna be a kid with a shotgun in the corner. There's gonna be a kid sitting on a box, fucking prone with an M4, and it's just not fun, right? And I hope that they do something to shift people away from that They do say that they want players to be able to play however they want, and I think that's awesome. You're never going to avoid there being a meta. There's always going to be a meta, but I think, at least from my side of things, because I'm a little more competitive, the meta should always be whatever is kind of the most challenging playstyle. Right back in MW2, quickscoping was pretty much the meta. Right, if you were a god player, if you were Shroud, you would gravitate towards quickscoping or using those semi-auto weapons because they're really rewarding. They're really difficult to use, but if you have the aim and you have the movement and game sense, you could beat everybody. And that's how it should be, right? It shouldn't be that the easiest playstyle, which is camping, is also the most rewarding. It just shouldn't be that way. I really hope that I see, sniping or something come a little bit stronger. But again, it's a little too early to even make a call because I don't know what they want. Like, what do they? I don't know what they're asking for, right? I mean, maybe they're thinking, no, we want people to play a little bit slower, a little bit more like CS:GO, a little bit more rainbowy. And okay, well then maybe you don't want sniping to be this crazy quickscope fucking shit because it's gonna be a little rampant, right? I don't know. I think the tanks need a bit of a change too in ground war. I think there's too fucking many of them. I think maybe one on each side and then like one in the middle would be cool. But having four of them and then letting them get ultimate high ground on that fucking quarry map, like why, dude, why is that a thing? I mean, look at this. Like, I'm playing my own game. I'm not in this guy's sight line. I know he's there. I'm not fucking with him. I'm trying to completely avoid him. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I tried running a rocket launcher for the first day or two, but it's just not, it isn't worth it. You're going to die 2 or 3 times trying to kill the goddamn tanks. They're going to know where you are after you shoot the first rocket. They're just going to duck behind a rock or a truck or something up there and dodge the rocket, which really just isn't fun. I think they gotta put some barricades or something to prevent them from going on the hill, and then you don't have a problem. Really excited for ranked mode to come out. I hope they do something like Overwatch, where you have all the pretty badges and the pretty, like SR counter thing, tracker, stat tracker, whatever, where it's just really rewarding, kind of gambly, eye candy kind of thing, where you're always want to get the next badge, you always want to get the highest score, right? You want to have more points than your friends, you want to have more points than whatever, you want to be top 1% in the world, and that's awesome. Gonna be weird to see what playstyle becomes meta in that scene. I'm a little worried right now that if they drop ranked before they change anything, that every fucking person's gonna be using, MP5, M4, shotgun, and claymores everywhere, sitting, sound whoring, just waiting. Don't know. It's gonna be weird. You can see my playstyle too is a little bit more campy. I mean, if you look at like my Battlefield 2 videos where I went like 1,000-0, totally different. You see me sit a lot more, but you have to. You just have to. That's what they're making you do. So I think they did a great job. I really hope that they refine it. I hope they stay on their toes and stay dynamic and changing the meta and listening to people and not really suggesting heavily that you sit, and maybe make quick scoping a little bit more viable, maybe make footsteps quieter so you can run and gun a bit more, maybe drop the range or the damage on the claymores, something. They gotta just do some shit. I'm not a game developer, I don't know. But overall, man, and then they have spec ops and campaign too, and granted you could do whatever you want in those because they're not very competitive. You can change damage values or whatever, but to see that the items are still balanced there, and it's still really well developed. It's not like an afterthought. Spec Ops is like they're fucking mini raids. They're not these little 5-minute missions that you do because you're fucking booted out of your mind and you're getting shit on in multiplayer. They're like raids. They're hard. They're really challenging, and the campaign is very well developed. There's a really good story. There's really good graphics. Really good everything. So it's a good game. It feels like a full title. It feels like a full game. And it feels like there's a lot. I just think it's a bit too early to really tell what I'm supposed to do. I mean, maybe it's just that Ground War and Quick Play are literally 2 completely different games, and you need 2 completely different playstyles when going into them. It might be that. It might be that I haven't played enough to know. It might be that I'm, not good enough yet to figure all that out. But whatever. Really excited. Really hope I can get GeForce to stop fucking crashing, and really hope the game itself stops fucking crashing so I can actually play. But man, yeah, I'm doing really good. And again, it really sucks. Best things that I did, the best performances that I had in this game so far, not in the video. Gone forever. Hopefully the video comes out fine. My motherboard is struggling really hard. Like, look at this fucking claymore. Why, bro? Why would they put it there? But yeah, my computer's struggling to figure shit out, especially when I'm making videos. So I hope the video comes out well. And when I look back at this, you know, just take note that the game's been out for 4 days, so your opinion doesn't really mean anything at all. Yeah, hope you didn't suffer too much if you're not me watching this. I want to make a quick correction too. I compared my gameplay from this game to what I had called Battlefield 2. I meant Black Ops 4 or 3 or something. I don't know. Whatever I have videos on, where I hit W key and I just killed everybody all the time. And it really got pretty stale. So that's what I was comparing this game to. Another thing that I want to take note of for meta is that this is a cross-play game. You have to keep that in mind. You know, that's probably why they slowed it down so much, right? Because the edge that a PC player has over a console player is, number one, you know, I'm seeing 165 frames and I'm at 165 hertz. So I'm seeing way more than the console player who's playing on their mom's TV, right? And I have a mouse that I can fucking I can flick that bitch all the way across my room and flick onto your head in a millisecond, where if you're on sticks you can't do that, right? So that makes sense as to why they slowed the game down a bit. Okay, cool. And it also makes sense as to why they probably chunked up the snipers a bit, because if you have a PC player with a super quick sniper and, you know, quieter footsteps and some other mechanics to prevent camping, a console player just isn't going to have fun, especially in a ranked you know, environment where it's ultra competitive. That's probably why it's slower, right? You slow it down, it comes way more to a team play, it comes way more to game sense and awareness and positioning, and a lot less on reaction time and aim and hitting flicks. So I think that makes sense. I like that they did that. Really weird to see how ranked is going to play out, though, because I think that middle bracket is always going to be dominated by PC players, right? There are some phenomenal console players out there who will shit on 95% of PC players all day long, and there will be top 1% console players in the world, no doubt. But in this game with the TTK, the number one player is always going to be a PC player. I bet a lot on that. I'm very confident that the best players in the world will always be PC players. I just don't see how a console player is going to be the top player in the world in this game, right? Again, some phenomenal console players out there who will do great, but yeah, so interesting food for thought. And this clip is fucking tilting, man. This shotgun is some shit, let me tell you. Look at this, fucking 3 shots, like, what?
What? Why did that take 3 shots, bro?
What?
Yo, if you died, I would have quit. If you died, I would have quit.
Yeah, you running your skinny legs all the way over here? Yep. Well, everyone took a tank or a vehicle, and I spawned in.
No one told you just slow ass to take so long.
Bro.
I don't know where those kill streaks came from. I have no fucking clue. But okay, I think that's a glitch. I don't want this out. How do I? Sure, take it over there. I don't know how I got those. That's really weird.